A veritable pantheon of a feast from Barney Boy. Ribs and wings. Everyone's happy. Went down well, Trev?
Yeah, it went down really well. Hit the spot.
All good, Barn?
Loving life,
Yep.
mate.
Feeling much better about it all. Spielberger, we right? We're filming? Are we there?
We're on.
Look at this vision switcher. It's all happening here. Wave to Battler this week when he's in his element. The lights going, recorders going. But we'll talk about that later. We're going to get into the pre-season footy stuff first of all. What have you made of the pre-season, Barn? Did you see any of the trials?
I watched the Charity Shield game. Souths were pretty impressive, I thought. There's one guy that I did focus on was that Patrick Margot, mate. He looked like a little Tamalolo, and then he goes and tears his pec and he's out for half the season. No, the trials are, they are what they are. Like the Penrith Parramatta game was trash. It was horrible.
From what I saw, the Tigers Penrith is the same. And
generally, the trials, I'm just looking at new blokes I haven't seen before and half combinations because forwards are going to do what they do all year long, and if the new half coming in and stuff like that. I didn't see a lot of the trials, to be honest, but the Charity Shield was a pretty good game. I thought that was
Kudos to the NRL for having the KO streaming, and you can actually, if you want to go and watch the trials, you can.
Yep.
If you want to go to a way to do it, and they did show the Penrith trial and the Tigers Warriors trial as well, which I saw a bit of, not a heap of it.
That was a dismal game as well.
Yeah.
The Leilua brothers look like they're going to be a good find.
Yeah,
good signing.
We'll get to team by team soon, but that was one exciting thing. There was a glimmer of hope for once as a Tigers fan. Trev, have you seen much of the pre-season?
Not really. The only game I really saw was the Penrith Parramatta game. I don't really read too much in trial form and that because, as we know over the years, and no offence to the Penrith supporters out there, but they're the king of the trials.
Yeah.
And that, so
2-0 in the trials this year, are they? No, 1.5.
1.5.
Yeah. 1.5. But all I heard was how they're going to make top 4 after 2 trials. It was tremendous. People stopped me in the streets to tell me.
Yeah, no, but at the end of the day, like in the trials, you just really wanted to see combination, see how people go, and don't read too much into it.
Yeah, blow some cobwebs out. Captain's Challenge, I think the main theory, from what I've heard, is why is it only one, really? Because why isn't it just there?
I think it's to try and
time-wise, you only get 4.5 hours.
The stoppage in the games, you know what I mean? End up like the NFL where they're stopping every 20 minutes. Got to go look at the telly and all the rest of it. But
man, I remember back in 2009, I think it was, they had the Captain's Challenge back then in their under-20s.
Yep.
And it worked amazing. I remember seeing it on grand final day. And it was West Tigers versus Melbourne. Mate, and each team was using it properly, and mate, it was great to watch.
They have it in the.
Do you retain it if it's right, do you?
Yes, you do.
You retain it.
Yeah, so that's right. So
if you know it's a knock on, you say it's a knock on, check it.
Yeah,
you
that's
keep
right.
It if it is a knock on.
Yeah, and if it's not, well, that's it. You've blown it for that half.
So you're not just doing we better check that because they dropped the ball.
Yeah, no, that's right. So once you lose it, you've gone. So I think it's good.
This is a Charity Shield. I think the Dragons got 3 or 4 right.
I was going to say, if you get it right, then it's a good asset.
Get rewarded to keep it.
The idea is to stop the real bad blunder, I suppose. Like DRS was supposed to in the cricket, but there's that.
Just hope that none of the teams ask Tim Payne.
Yeah, refer. Check the leg slip. 2040, feedback on that? Have we seen much? 40-20, 20-40?
I haven't seen much feedback on it, but I think in the day, it's rewarding teams who are having trouble to get out of their own half. So I think if the forwards can't get you to the 40-metre line, why are you trying to bust that? It's you should be at least rewarded for good defence.
Yeah.
And for me, it's given the opportunity for the attacking team or the team with the ball to get the ball again.
Opinion, we're going to go team by team in a sec. What teams can that suit? Who's got the sort of boots to get you out of there? Drinkwater, Moses.
Moses got a big kick on him. Val Holmes can, but I don't know how accurate he is. He's got
going
a
to be a punter all of a sudden. You probably might see some more Cameron Smith left foot kicks out of dummy half.
Okay. No, Smith will be.
And that's would have suited Robbie Farrow over the years. Actually, no, he doesn't have him now.
If they've made 10 metres in 3 tackles, Smith will
Kick
go
on the
for
third.
it every time.
Yeah. And it'd be a lot more. I suppose you can have a lot more of a floating fullback instead of a fullback in the line.
Oh, but I think you'll find if they're inside their own 30 or inside their own 20 after
You'll be
3
dropping
tackles,
back.
both your wingers are going to go back.
But in a way that's good because then you potentially create an overlap. So it might be very
cause
interesting.
mistakes, could breaks down the sideline, all the rest of it.
Absolutely. So
I don't mind it.
I think it's different. It's going to change.
We'll just see how it affects the
It's not the
game.
worst rule. Yeah,
Of course, yeah.
And you're just telling us that can't touch him in there at all. Not even it used to be the tackle
Yeah,
in
but
there now.
no, that's right. So, like, if I just say, for example, the Roosters kick across to Daniel Tupou, and we all know how good he is in the air. Mate, once he goes up to grab that ball, he's not allowed to be touched until his feet lands on the ground. So there's a lot of teams out there now with the big athletic wingers that they're just going to put the crossfield kick up.
And what if you're off? How does it work if you're doing the old mark off someone's back? Do they have to get out of the way, or is there like an incidental contact, or is
Basically,
Have they
like,
thought in
you
this
can't
way?
tackle it. Like, you can't
Yeah.
tackle
You can't make it.
so if you're both competing, there's
If
not
you
like
bump
No,
Yeah.
that's fair enough if you're both competing.
Yeah.
But end of the day, if you're competing, like, because what used to happen, right, if you both competed for the ball, right, fair enough, like, they didn't mind if they know that the player's caught the ball, then you could grab the guy while he's still in the air. No way to do that no more.
But a lot of the time, the centres would wait for him to catch the ball, and then they'd try to put him over the sideline before he'd even hit the ground.
Yeah, that's right.
You got a bloke like Tupou. What if he lands in goal? How are you going to stop him?
Yeah, that's
If
right.
he jumps
Yeah.
over someone and lands in the goal,
Absolutely.
Corey
Yeah.
Oates is
they-
another one.
That's it. So they basically took that rule from AFL. So
It is dangerous. Don't get me wrong.
definitely
Like,
it is.
tackling anybody in the air is very dangerous. As soon as both feet are off the ground,
Oh, that's
you
right.
don't know where he's going to end
Yeah,
up.
exactly.
But player welfare, I guess, is probably what.
Yeah, no, play welfare, that's all it is. And, like, it's not a bad rule. It just
It makes sense. It does. It'd be one of those things. There's going to be at some point.
I think it's a big
an interpretation thing where
to the
someone's going to get
attacking.
touched where they shouldn't have. Like, what I mean,
Yeah.
it's just touched in a safe way by accident, and it's going to be a penalty or a 6 again or a penalty
Yeah, that's
try.
all it's going to come down to.
It's going to be interpretation, which is just going to be more pressures on our good friends, the
Same as last
referees.
year. Yeah, big. How good.
Should we get into team by team?
Yeah, why
NRL? Anything else? We might as well just say anything else you're particularly looking forward to about season 2020 in the rugby league? Anything else getting excited, Barn, or just can't wait to get into it?
I just want to watch. I just want to
Watch
start,
it.
mate.
Just on Thursday, 8 o'clock. You're hanging for Trev. Anything else in particular? Or?
I'm just waiting until after round 5 so we can see where teams are at.
Yeah. Yeah.
Everyone's starting to get in
Feeling
their
out
groove.
period. Yeah.
There's traditionally a few clubs that really start slow. East always start slow. Talk about it as we get to them. But we'll start at the top. We'll go alphabetically. Canberra. Barney's on a bit of a list of buys. Brisbane's before C. That's good. Oh, it is on my list. I crossed a few off.
So yeah, I had a
what have you got
look at the
for
trades over the last couple of days.
Yeah, so how's Brisbane's ins and outs?
So the Broncos have picked up Croft, Jordan Carhu, and Jesse Arthurs. They're the 3 main pickups that they've picked up. They've upgraded Xavier Coates, which I think is a great idea. I thought he was really good in the games that he did play last year. But they've lost Gillette. Fensom really didn't play, so he has gone though. And Seguiaro and Kerhamat
Sehabaski.
the centre winger, has gone to Newcastle, I think.
Okay. Just looking at right now, they're missing some forwards this week. We'll talk about when we get to the game, I guess. But concern for this week is they're down a few of their better forwards.
And Gillette's a massive loss. Like any team that had Gillette in their team, it's a huge loss for Brisbane.
Yep.
I think at best they've probably broken even just because Croft adds some depth in their halves. It's going to give Milford something to run with, but if they're going to try and play structure, it might not work so well. And you've got the ex-Souths coach up there who loves his structure, so I don't know how Croft really fits into that team, but yeah, I think they broke even and possibly even worse off than what they were last year.
Yep.
I think just with Croft, what Brisbane needed, like, when they had Milford and Nicarima, they're both players that love playing off the cuff, where Croft will bring that, like, he's level-headed structure, and he will actually take the team moving forward, as long as obviously the forward packs are doing their work. So I can see him just basically steering the ship.
And how will he go? It's his first year away from the Melbourne umbrella. How is he going to go on his own? You reckon he'll be right?
Yeah, I think he'll go all right. Like at the Broncos, he's back at home, basically, like he's from
He's
Brisbane.
definitely a solid player. I just see him a little bit more as a ball runner than a structured kind of player, but we'll see how he fits in.
Yeah, and just quickly, the other two notes I'd hear. Durden and Turpin both, I guess, fit again.
Yep.
Turpin not playing this week? Or is it... Or
Nope.
we're getting the teams... Who's a hooker? Durden's a hooker.
Is he? I don't know.
Vice versa.
Look at it. I'm pretty sure Turpin's in the side, isn't he?
He might be off the bench, but I've got them here for later. I get ahead of myself. But they were two young players. Back to my point, they were two young players that before I think they both got injured at the end of last year, but they both played quite good footy.
Yep.
So they're good pickups. But a bit of a short-term concern with the forward pack, I suppose, for Brisbane, barring Payne Haas and Pango.
Fafita, Pangai Jr. They got one of the stronger forward packs running around, I
A
think.
lot of them injured, it's a problem.
Yeah,
Matt Lodge.
that is an issue.
Lodge, long-term ACL.
Yep. They're talking season, weren't they?
They were originally talking season, but it's not as bad
It's
as
partial
they
now,
first
yeah.
think, so he'll probably be back before they know it.
So for your Brisbane fans such as Murph, how do you see their year going? In short?
I've got them missing the 8, to be honest.
Trev?
Oh, mate, I'm not one to really get into
Split
where teams
up
are going to...
yeah, that's fair enough.
And that, but I reckon that they'll be pushing to make that bottom half of the 8.
Yep. Canberra, last year's grand finalists. Yep. Barney, going to run us through quickly what we've got.
Well, they picked up 2 halves in Curtis Scott and George Williams.
Yep.
Upgraded Tom Starling. I'm pretty sure came across from Manly the year before as a forward.
Mm-hmm.
But they've lost Rapana, BJ, Caesar. So
Caesar's obviously left
whole
before.
right side's gone.
Caesar's gone to England, given Williams coming in, and a new right side. So.
Yeah, so Caesar's gone to Huddersfield Giants.
Yep.
And he's been good for them.
He was good. He was good.
He was
for,
solid for
He was good for
Canberra last
Canberra.
Yeah, definitely.
He was
He was,
solid.
yeah, definitely.
Curtis probably got a little bit more X factor in him than Caesar did.
Well, Curtis
Curtis playing centre though. He played 4.
Yeah, and obviously
Whiten's
Williams as well is coming across. He looks like a running type half.
Yeah.
So I don't know if that suits what's old mate's playing 5'8".
Whiten.
Whiten. So it'll be interesting to see how they gel together. But from what I've seen in the highlights of Williams, he's very good in defence and very good with the short kick and the run.
Yep.
But whether he's going to be able to steer the team around, I'm not sure.
I think with George, what he brings is success.
Yep.
He's been through the Wigan system.
Yep.
And again, like I know plenty of people over here don't rate the Super League. But in the day when he come from success, look at Bateman. He came from Wigan, another success. You know, like
I think people got to
that's
stop.
culture.
People
And
got to
they'll
start
probably-
rating
they'll be
the
on the
system
same
because
age as
Hodgson's here, Bateman's here.
Oh, that's it, mate. Like I remember, like Hodgson, you know, like he played for Hull KR, and when he signed to come down here, everyone laughed. And I turned around and said, no, he'll go well down here.
He was one of the best for the last
That's right.
couple of years.
That's it. And
Been brilliant.
mate, like, I remember when Sam Tompkins signed with the Warriors. No, like, I said it was a mistake. And everyone goes, well, where should have he gone? And I said, there's only 2 clubs I reckon Englishmen should go to, either Canberra or Newcastle, because it's so much like home for them.
Yep.
Yeah, the smaller,
out of the spotlight as
out of the
well.
Right,
spotlight.
and out of the spotlight. And
Very rural town, not rural. It's not fair to say either rural,
Yeah.
but more regional.
that's right. So
Culture.
I think, obviously the weather for them
And
down
Canberra's cold as bugger.
there. That's right.
Yeah,
so
so suits them.
Yeah, so, but no, mate, I just think George Williams will go well for Canberra.
Oh, massive raps on him. And from, as I said, I've only seen limited footage of him, but he looks like a footballer.
And what that right side will be what, Scott and Simonson now?
Yeah, I would say so. Yeah. Simonson did look good back in the last year.
He played well last year. Well, he ended up,
Scott,
yeah.
no, the best thing Curtis Scott ever did was punch Walker in the face, but we won't talk about that.
So grand finalists last year, I think it's probably a good year for him again.
I reckon they'll be pushing for
Same again.
up and around, top 4 at
Trev?
least.
Yeah, they'll be pushing for top 4.
Canterbury.
Canterbury. Haven't got a lot of people coming in. Joe Stimson, who was a solid sort of worker at Melbourne.
Katoa from Glenmore Park.
Sione Katoa.
Yeah.
But they've lost Michael Leisha. I think that probably evens itself out. He might even be a little bit better
Big
than
blow
Leisha.
today if they're going to have Ockenbaugh and
Yeah, and Hewera and I are out. Yeah. They've upgraded Jake Avarillo, who looks like a footballer. See how if he does actually get any time. He hasn't been named this week, but I'm sure he'll get a run at some point. New Brown's gone, which gives them, that sort of number 14, number 15 that can play a couple of positions. But I think they'll be better than what they were last year. They were tough last year, and I think, I think they'll be slightly better than what they were last year.
Trev.
Oh, if the Dogs bring the same attitude that they had towards the end of last year to this year, they're going to be hard to beat.
Yep.
Obviously, losing Corey Herrera and Jaden Ockenball, they're two big losses. But end of the day, you know, Dean Pay's doing good with what he's got there, and he's building to something special.
Absolutely. I think they were one of my favourite teams to watch by the end of last year because they just tried their ass off. They weren't...
you knew they weren't going to get built.
They weren't going to get smashed. They even against the top teams, they hung in there. They just with little battlers, and with everyone fit, I don't know how well they're going to go in. Lachlan Lewis playing this week, I think.
Yeah, and Wakeham.
Brendan Wakeham.
Playing 5'8". He's pretty quick from what I've seen. Could be interesting how they gel together.
I think they've got a culture there to be something when they get everything right.
Tough as.
And everyone's going to be a year older and they're going to be one of those.
There's probably only 2 games, I think, last year where they just turned it up.
Yeah.
And, you know, every team did it last year.
Yeah.
You know? There's a game where you're just that far behind. You just go, fuck.
No, I think they'll be top 10 this year, and where they go from there will depend on, I guess, a bit of luck and if everyone stays fit. The Sharks, Barney.
Yeah, they haven't bought a lot either, to be honest. Connor Tracy looks interesting. He's probably going to play that 14-15 role, maybe a bit of hooker, fill in the halves, maybe chuck him in the centres if they need to. Ramian's back from the night. He looked incredible in the nines, but when it's one-on-one tackles, you know, if you're big and fast, you're probably going to look pretty good.
Was it just the wrong fit at Newcastle? So we go back to being the player he was?
Kept going the other way.
Yeah.
It was Ponga constantly down the left-hand side. He just got no ball.
Yeah.
When he did, he was pretty tidy, but you know, and apparently there was a blow-up between him and the coach as well, which doesn't help your chances. They've lost Gallen, big loss, obviously.
K-Paul.
Jack Williams will try to fill that hole. He seems like a pretty decent worker, so Brayley's gone, and then the younger Brayley comes in to fill his spot.
Yeah, I don't think they lose anything there.
Yeah.
Same player, aren't they?
They're amazing players, those Brayley boys.
How old are they?
Oh, like
Blake's 20, I think, and the other one's 24.
Yeah, there's not much between them.
24.
No, that's not, yeah.
But Jaden's more of a solid defender, sort of structure, hit the second man, you know, just pass, whereas Blake's trying to get out and trying to find holes and more offloads, sort of inside balls and trying to put people through holes, bit more of attacking. Fecky's gone, but, you know, we've got 25,000 outside backs. So.
Yep.
And Capewell's a big loss as well.
Yeah, that's the other one I mentioned.
He was the Mr. Fix-It. He just, you know, played centre, played wing. Pretty sure he played a game on the wing.
I know he can play anyway.
He's a great footballer. It's a good pick-up for Penrith. Flanagan.
Is it a do or die for Matt Moylan this year?
Oh, yeah. It was probably 3 or 4 years ago.
Yeah, has he now died? Is he now just living the afterlife?
Dugan's dead as well.
How's he?
Remember
Dugan's
the blow-up when I heard that they signed Dugan?
Yeah.
Oh, my God. I carried on for a couple of months and it's just come true. Like, we're paying a bloke 800, 900 grand when he hasn't, you know, that X Factor went 5 years ago, but...
It goes once... it's a funny thing. Once your hammies and thighs are gone together, it's just... You can't put them back together. Cronulla, Trev, for you? Anything else you've got in mind for them this year, or is it just they're going to struggle?
Well, I don't think they'll struggle. I think they'll go under the radar.
Yeah.
And I reckon they'll push 48. And they're still, they're tough, they're young. Most teams have gone through that change as well.
Mm-hmm. I want to see that left side. That left side excites me. If Johnson gets it right with Nakora and Ramian outside him.
Do you take anything out of... You can't really take nines form anywhere, but it was what it was, I suppose.
Obviously, you see the blokes that are a bit stronger than everyone else and they're that little bit quicker. But nines is basically touch footy.
So. I think they're in the mix for,
They're on the slide. They're going to be pushing for...
Top 10. They're
10 to 6 maybe, somewhere around there.
Yeah.
6 if they go well, 10, 12 if they go like they did last year.
Gold Coast?
Dragons?
Oh, you're going D for Dragon. I went S for St George.
Okay.
Whatever way it goes. Let's go Dragons.
Doesn't matter. It's on my list. Dragons is next.
Let's go Dragons.
So Isaac Luke, good pickup.
Yes.
Fuimiano.
Tyrell Fuimano, yep.
Yeah, he's
a good pickup.
He was going really well, yeah. He looks like he's going to build into a
Where did he play
South,
last
was
year?
it?
Tyrell was at Penrith last year.
Oh, he was
but he played mostly in Canterbury Cup.
Yeah.
The
year before that he was at South, and
he looks
before that he was at Parramatta.
He's a solid forward. He's
outside back.
For sure.
Isn't Widdop a massive loss?
Sorry, outside back. Widdop, massive loss. They've lost a few, to be honest. And they've picked up Braden Williami from the Titans.
Billy Britton.
Billy Britton.
Who was the Canterbury Cup Player of the Year last year.
Yeah. How much do you see of him?
Oh, mate, he's awesome. He was at South Sydney, and obviously he should be playing. Where are you going to get a go in first grade?
Yeah, he's quick, he's young, he's enthusiastic. Should be very good pick-up for them. They've lost Jonas Pearson, Lattimore, as you said, Widdop. Widdop's massive.
Widdop's massive for them, I think.
Mitchell Allgood and Jai Field. But I think they've ended up worse off than what they were at the end of last year.
Which wasn't good.
Yeah, which wasn't great.
Let's keep pointing at Barney's mic here. He's going to be doing this for a year. What's next after
Try
D?
not to
G?
slobber all over your
Is it
mate.
T for Titans
I've
or
got
G for...
South Sydney. I don't know.
What have you done this in?
Fucking whatever came up on me phone, mate.
Oh, okay. I went alphabetical because it makes sense. Fuck, silly me.
You fucking know me by now.
B for bunnies. All right, let's go south.
R for rabbits.
Hey, let's do Gold Coast because we don't have to talk over long.
Gold Coast, all right.
Were they going to run
Let's do
second
Gold
last?
Coast. Yeah, that's what I've got them. Picked up Jonas Pearson, not a handy outside back because they don't have much else. Sam Lasani, he's a solid.
He might be a potential. I
Solid
was looking at him. He might be a potential super coach GP when we get to that because I was
definitely could be.
I was eyeing him off earlier.
But
when I went broke.
Their big the big question around them is their halfback coming back.
Look what I wrote.
Ash Taylor.
Yeah.
Ash Taylor question mark was the only note I wrote about Gold Coast.
And the
What'd you
coach,
take out
what kind of game plan he's going to bring to the team?
What'd you take out of the Nines, Trev?
To be honest, I don't really look too much into Nines form. It's carnival footy.
Yeah.
It's good to see what players can do and shows if they're confident.
I was going to say, isn't confidence a massive thing for him?
Oh, it is a big thing. Like, confidence is always going to be big. But when it comes to Nines footy, you just want to... You got more room to do what you need to do. But with the Gold Coast, I just think, like Peachy, Cartwright, they're all firing. And then, obviously, Ash Taylor himself, because they got the forward pack.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like, they got the forward pack. It's just their backs just need to be
Is Ryan
firing.
James fit?
No.
No, he's
out.
Still no good?
6 weeks or something, I think.
Yeah,
First
right.
6 weeks.
What are you going to say? I cut you off earlier when you talked about Ash. It was about their halfback. What were you going to say about Ash Taylor directly? Or?
Oh, no, I was just going to say
Just
about
confidence.
Ash. It's just confidence more than anything. Like, obviously he's left the game and, like, I'm not going to put anything on the bloke, like, if he's left the game for whatever reason, like, if it was mental health or whatever, I just hope he got himself sorted out.
Of course, yep. And he's always had a shit ton of skill. Like, he's a skillful halfback, but whether he can put it together and push him around the field, it's a question. They've lost a few. They've lost Gordon, Will Matthews, who was obviously better at the Dragons than he was at the Titans, but
there was a lot. But the spate of them were like guys that were in their last. With all due respect to blokes like Michael Gordon, but with time for them to go.
Yeah,
and
of course.
Time for them to find someone new. But when you look through that, when you said Cartwright and Peachy and Jai, like there's blokes on that list they've gone up there as superstars or potential superstars and just aren't.
And they've still got Nathan Peets as well.
And Peets was New South Wales hooker 3 years ago, and now he's on the bench this week.
Jai Arrow is the hope of the side. He's a super player, Jai Arrow.
And the front row, like one who was at Canberra,
Boyd.
Like he was pushing Origin when he was at Canberra.
And he's another one.
And he played for Australia.
Yeah,
So
they get in the verge of being superstars and go up there and
I think Holbrook will be good for him as a coach. I remember when he went over to St Helens, they were struggling a bit after Cunningham coaching him, and not much change. But I think he'll be good for the Gold Coast as long as they buy into what he wants to do, and the players have the right attitude.
Is he a structured sort of? You've seen more of his style.
I've been pretty fortunate to see Holbrook over the years. Like I remember when he was coaching junior reps at Canberra, he coached at Canterbury. Like he's been at the Roosters. He's a journeyman himself with his coaching. Very unlucky not to get the first grade coaching job at Canterbury when they signed Des.
Yep.
So he's been around a while. Now, he basically coaches what he's got.
Yep.
So, you get some coaches, they'll just go and go, no, this is what I want you to do. But he'll coach the players that he's got.
The little bits and pieces I've seen, he does like ball movement. He does like to shift from side to side if the opportunity's there. But
that'll suit
see how they go.
That'll suit
Peachy
Dash Taylor,
and
Peachy,
Ash Taylor.
You get Carr right back to what he was at Penrith, but maybe he's
Is
just
he ever
gone.
going to get back there? I doubt that.
Yeah, that's true.
Branko Lee's gone. Jack Stockwell's one that I don't understand. I don't understand why he wouldn't be signed. He's unsigned, completely unsigned in the NRL.
Mate, end of the day, clubs only get 30.
Yeah.
And they got to pick what they want. And then you only got 17 players a week, so...
True.
And you know, you want 5 or 6 of them to be your own juniors.
That's
your
right.
own guys you're trying to keep.
So where are we going next?
Where do for Gold Coast?
I think they'll be a little bit better than what they were last year.
So 12.
Yeah,
Somewhere like that.
13th.
Let's go Manly, because let's go mine normal.
Yeah, we'll go with your list. All right.
All I wrote for notes was Turbos.
Turbos are brilliant.
Does that sum up Manly's chances this year? If they stay fit, they're a top 4 team, or is there more to them than that?
I've got
Talk about our
close
trades.
to winning the comp, to be honest.
Talk about your trades there,
they've got
Barney.
dead set the best. They've got the best front row going round.
And a pretty good second row too.
Levi comes in.
What's that?
And a good lock.
And a good lock. Not a bad forward. Just think about that. We should talk about the
best forward pack.
Best forward
running
pack.
around.
Yeah,
They'd be close to it.
Mate,
Dead
like,
set be close to it.
You know, Adam Fanua-Blake, he's come on leap and bounds under
How
Des.
good was he last year?
Mate, like when Marty Tapau was out, he just stepped up big time. And then obviously when, you know, so he's amazing. Like I was very fortunate, as we all know, like I was involved with Blacktown last year in the relationship with Manly. Mate, I remember going out there earlier on in the pre-season and we'd done an opposed session against the first grade team, and you could just see the difference between the full-timers and the part-timers, and you just knew, like, Manly were building something special.
Yeah.
And I think under Des, you know, like at Manly, you've got to have a Manly man coaching them.
Yeah. It was half ridiculous too. He got sacked, but then it was almost half ridiculous. It wasn't straight away bringing Des back, which they did in the end of the day. But he's proved his point as one of the better coaches in NRL.
Yeah.
And then you throw in, as the blokes talk about, plus Tapau, Sirenen, and obviously Jake.
Turbos, yeah.
Mate, then you got guys like who
You got
come
Daly.
And you've
as
seen
well.
a bit more of obviously over the games I went with you and sat on the sideline. Cade Cust.
Cade Cuss, mate, like,
those sort of
he's
blokes.
amazing. Like Cade's a great young kid.
Yeah.
He's awesome.
I think he won him the first grade game. I think 2 weeks after
Yeah.
we sat there and watched him win him
That's
that
right,
game
yeah. At Blacktown.
at Blacktown.
Yep, mate, he's awesome. Also, Hamoli Olakikatau, young back row lock. And then you got Sean Kepi, who they brought in the front row, but he's normally a back row lock. Mate, like they've got these young guys who are just full of enthusiasm, so they all can make a difference.
Yeah,
What do
makes
you
a difference.
think they do with 6?
Beg your pardon?
What do you think they do with 6?
Mate, you got so many choices there. Like, you know, like you got Cade Cuss who could play 6. You got they've got many options. They got Metcalf who could probably fill in at 6. And they got good options there.
Yeah. Okay. Did they name?
I'm just looking at the name this week.
What's his name? Dylan Edwards. Dylan fucking
Walker?
Walker at 6.
This week it is Dylan Walker at 6, Sully at 4, Brad Park at 3, and Fanua Blake
I'd
and
prefer to
Tapau front
see
row.
Cust in there myself.
Joel Thompson
Six,
11.
but
Kepi on the bench, and Olaka Hakawao.
Hamoli Olakikatau.
Yeah, that guy.
Yeah.
He's on the bench. Is that his first grade debut? Did he play first grade?
Yeah, he played his first grade debut last year. He came off on the bench and very unlucky not to score with his very first touch.
Yeah. That's right.
But yeah, they've lost Elgie and Coruscant's probably their 2 biggest losses.
Yeah, Elgie's retired.
Yep. And they picked up Levi. So
Levy
that
played
probably-
reserve grade. He played. Danny Levy played last year.
Levi played for
Levi
Newcastle.
was up in
Oh,
Newcastle.
he did too. He did too. Sorry, I'm thinking of.
And he looked good in
Elgie.
patches.
Yeah.
Yeah, Elgie played a lot of bit of reserve grade last year as well, out at Blacktown.
Yep.
And like, to be honest, man, I remember telling people like when he came back to Blacktown, like yeah, there was times there where he was playing 5'8" or half, but I reckon he played his best footy when he got put in fullback.
Yeah, okay.
And like when they were looking for a fullback, I said, give it to Elgie. You know, he could do a job, but
Same with the Titans. Brimson needs to play better at fullback than he does in the halves.
yeah,
I don't know if it's just because of the pace and he can see the holes a bit better. But
Where did just out of interest, where did Hodkinson go? Is he still at Blacktown or is he gone now?
Oh, he's
I'm
retired.
pretty sure.
He just
yeah,
went.
he's retired.
How old was he? He wasn't that old.
Oh, he was like 33, 34.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, 32, 33.
Sorry, go on, bud. Just had that pop into my head.
Yeah, he's actually now part of the coaching staff with the Junior Blues.
Okay.
Yeah, so he's got a little coaching gig there now with New South Wales Rugby League.
Yeah, well, he was very good at getting the team around the park.
Yeah, mate, he was solid.
Yeah.
It was funny. One of the games we watched, they went to Golden Point shootout and he couldn't kick a fucking field goal. The only thing he was good at. And I was like, as soon as they went to it, we were like, oh, he'll kick one here.
Yeah, but I don't see their trades making them any better or any worse.
No, I think it's the same team.
The young kids that they've got coming through, mate,
it's all right.
they're going to be better than what they were last year, I'm pretty sure.
Oh, mate, Des is just really big on discipline, and you work hard, you're going to get rewarded for it.
Yeah, exactly.
Where are we going now, Daggy?
To Melbourne.
Melbourne. Okay. They picked up Branko Lee and Riley Jacks. So they've gone back to Riley Jacks after getting punned him. Who knows?
Mate, I'm pretty excited to see how Branko goes.
Yeah, he's good.
Mate, I remember first time I heard of Branko Lee was he was as a 16-year-old up from Queensland, and he represented the Queensland side, and this goes back, I think it was like 2012, 2013, and I'm getting told about him, and by a few people up there said, "Oh, watch him." First, I didn't really rate him too well, and I was honest about it. Now, for all the pressure that he had on him, like New South Wales dominated him in that game. Yep. But I know he's got the talent.
He's strong, man, and he's quick.
I just think coming to, because I got to see him play when he was at Canberra and at Mounties.
Yep.
And he was pretty good. He was solid. But mate, I just think down at Melbourne, if Craig Bellamy can't get the best out of him, I think that'll be his career.
Because it's the old thing with Bellamy. They'll go there and he'll go, right, you've got this one job to do, and I want you to do it as best you can. And he'll find what it is, whether it's being a powerhouse, whether it's being that trying to go through holes, wherever it might be. And that'll be his role there, and he'll simplify it and hopefully finally get the best out of him.
Yeah. The only thing that I've seen with him is he does have a brain explosion in defence.
Yeah.
He does come charging in and he'll miss his bloke but he's a solid player. Riley Jacks, I'm not sure what's going on there.
Now, the outs are interesting because they've lost Chambers, Qatar, Stimson, Walters, Scott and Croft, but it's Melbourne, so they just seem to keep churning them out anyway.
Yeah.
They don't really miss much, do they?
I think Melbourne will go under the radar.
I think they'll be top four. They're going to be top four. They might have premiers last year.
I just think any team
on the edge of that fall.
I just think any team with Cameron Smith.
Yeah. How good is Cameron Smith?
And that mate, he's going to be around for another 400 the way he's.
He just wants to keep going, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Another year. They'll just keep giving him money. Maybe just keep playing. Just keep turning up.
It's pretty preposterous that they've got the greatest hooker of all time and New Zealand hooker sitting on the bench. Yeah. But who is a good player? So what are they? Yeah, top 3, top 4.
Yeah,
they are. Newcastle.
So they picked up Brayley, as we were saying before, Jaden Brayley. I think that's a good pickup. I think he's a slightly better player than Levi. He's definitely more solid than Levi. Anari Tuala and Gurmat Sabaski. A little bit of strength in their outside backs, but they've lost quite a few players, man. They've lost SKD, Kenny Dow, James Gavay, Brewer, Ramian, Griffin, Nathan Ross, Levi. That's a fair few blokes to go out of that team.
I know they probably haven't named him for this week, but I know he's pushing to get into first grade penalties. Young Tex Hoy.
Yep.
And I remember watching him calling a game out at Leichhardt last year. He was playing in the under-20s, and next minute, he was playing Canterbury Cup. And
back row?
He's an outside back. And the kid's got speed to burn, and then next minute, he was getting a run in first grade. And I just remember telling people, look at his speed.
Yeah.
And
they've upgraded Bradman Best as well. He looks like a solid centre outside back.
He's strong as well, mate.
Yeah.
So one thing I have to say with Newcastle, they're always good at developing their players, bringing them through.
Yep.
Just hope that Adam O'Brien can be the coach that they need.
I just think their forwards might be they might be lacking a little bit of depth in their forwards. But
that's right.
I think they might actually slide a little bit compared to last year. But
I'm going to unmute myself and be back. Hello, everybody. Producer, what's his name? Spielberger was telling me to stop putting all my electrical equipment on the mixer, which is good advice. All I wrote for the notes from my notes for Newcastle as I'm back is just spine, because their spine is their key, I guess, with Pearce, Ponga, Watson on the bench, and the 5'8" who I've just had a brain fart. I'll just look at his name. That's Kurt Mann, not him.
No, not him.
Oh, Brayley.
He's not a 5'8".
No, Brayley.
Anyway,
Was the one I was thinking of. But, they're going to... Yeah, they'll be down the bottom somewhere.
they'll be stronger in the hooker.
Better hooker, but...
They're going to slide down a little bit, I think. But
Some
who
big
knows?
losses.
Yeah, they've lost.
What is that?
heaps.
Like, you look at that team. What is that team at the end of the day?
It's Ponga. Ponga and Mitchell
because
Pearce.
they're soaking up however much of the...
It's try to match them in the forwards and then just play touch footy on the edges.
Yeah. Someone like Saifidi, we can talk about in Supercoach, I guess. New Zealand,
They'll run last.
Wade Egan from Penrith.
Yep.
They signed Murdoch Masala from the UK, but that's not till next year, I think.
That's right.
Yeah, that's next year.
That's next year.
Adam Pompey, Wade Egan, and the other two I don't know. They've lost Ashford, Liggy Sow, and Lasoni, so it sort of weakens their forward pack a little bit. But I think they'll run last. I watched them play against the Tigers, and their halves looked atrocious.
I don't think they got the young fella at halfback this week. I don't even know who the halves actually are. Trevor Nick from the Warriors.
I'm not really expecting much from the Warriors. I'll probably see them running down low in the table.
Can you you don't know more than us. Well, who are the Warriors? Because we talked about it, I think last year sometime, that as a club they're one of the best clubs you've said to deal with. They're amazing PR, they're really good to deal with, that sort of thing. What are they and what do they hope to be? Would you know?
It's hard to tell because when they first came into Compos, we know they were known as the Auckland Warriors.
Yeah.
And they became the NZ Warriors.
Now there's the Warriors, actually.
Now they're just the Vodafone Warriors.
Vodafone Warriors.
So, they've gone through so many different changes, but just from what I've heard from different players, what they need to do, and this is nothing against them, this is only hearsay from what I've been told, is that if you're not in Auckland, or if you're a young player from Auckland, you're going to play for Auckland, but if you're on the outsides or from anywhere else in New Zealand, they don't want to know you.
Yeah, right.
So that's why quite a few of the players will come over here.
Because you think logically they should be having the pick of the Kiwis.
Taking the whole country,
that's
mate.
right.
Yeah.
So
they should be having a camp in South Island, both islands, going, right, come and travel here.
yeah.
They should be snapping all of them.
But one thing I do have to say, what they've done well this year at the Warriors is that they've got a team in the SG Ball now. So
they never had a SG
junior
Ball
reps,
team.
no.
Yeah,
so
okay.
they're finally
really?
got a team in the SG Ball. So it's good for the development and see where they're at.
Yeah, big time, because they're kids. They send some good. There's some good, New Zealand kids that come through, and
definitely.
they all end up everywhere else except for the Warriors, as you said. But if it's sort of based, they only want you if you're from Auckland. It sort of explains it a little bit, doesn't it?
So like I said, that's all hearsay because that's what I've been told.
Oh, of course.
But definitely, I think it's good that they got a team in the SG Ball.
Yeah, that is good. Yeah, awesome. So they're going to run last.
I think they're going to run last. Yeah.
Trev, down there somewhere.
Stephen Kearney's on the chopping block.
I know how the bloke's still got a job, man. I thought they would have sacked him a year and a half, 2 years ago.
There's a great... the only thing I'll give him is last year they put out an awesome documentary series that was on Fox Sports about the history of the Warriors, and it was really, really good. I didn't even know what it's called, to be honest with you. I should have done more research, but that was good. I'll give them that. They had a good documentary last year because they're going to run somewhere down with Gold Coast. North Queensland, what about them this year? They got Val Holmes back, Easton Masters.
I think that's a team that's recruited better than anyone else, to be honest. As you said, Masters, Valentine Holmes. They've lost Scott Bolton, end of their career, as you were saying before.
And Matt Scott.
Matt Scott. Matt Scott.
And Kahu.
Bolton, Kahu. But they're the guys that, Kahu he didn't play many games for them last year. Neither did Matt Scott. I don't think they're going to miss him too much. Hopefully, they're obviously looking for a young kid to come through. Gideon Mosby looked the talent. I'm not sure where he's gone, but he's gone. And but I can see them pushing in and around the bottom of the 8.
I think so. I think they'll do pretty well. I'm in love with Scott Drinkwater. I think he's a good player.
Yeah, Drinkwater. Yeah, brilliant.
He's going to play 6, I think.
He looked really good at fullback, so I don't know how they go when they shuffle him back in, because he was in Melbourne in 5'8", and Bellamy got rid of him pretty quick. And,
seen much of the North Queensland recruits, or much hope for them this year?
I'm interested to see how their forward pack's going to go.
Losing Scott and two veterans.
They've still got Jordan McLean, who's played for Australia and that. So maybe they should go well. If their forward pack muscles up, they'll do well. Because in the day, I remember, and I know I'm going to say Melbourne here, But back in the day when Bellamy first went in there, he didn't have the big name forwards.
Yep.
But the forwards did what they had to do for the backs to do.
Yeah, well, if most teams can match the other team in the forwards,
That's right.
And it's up to everything else, yeah.
It comes down to the halves and the fullback. And
So they're, both Smokies for what,
I've
6,
got
7, 8
pushing
spots?
in, 6, 7, 8.
6, 7, 8. Para. Interesting one this year.
Well,
Lots of Para fans listen to this,
your best player.
show. They did. They've bought quite well. They've bought okay. Well, they took him and...
They got him and Campbell Gillard.
And make or break for
Was
Campbell
what they
Gillard,
probably
change
needed,
of scenery.
To be honest, they needed a couple of big bodies in the middle there.
Well, yeah, having lost Manu Mao. I'm going to say the whole name. Can't say it.
And Mana.
The Tongan Predator.
Yeah.
Oh, Manu Mao, man.
What a great story he was. So what about...
that was ridiculous.
But his story is basically
so
he refused to... He said he wouldn't play NRL unless it's Para, so that's why he went overseas.
Manu Mao?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because of what they did for him.
Because when he came out of jail, they gave him
blah,
a
blah, blah.
spot. Yeah.
But great story. I shouldn't have blah, blah, blah.
Oh, mate, they love him over at Hull FC.
Yeah, he'd be a predator.
Every week, mate. He was 100% every week.
Yeah.
He just ripped in, fucking, made his tackles, didn't miss many at all.
Yep.
Just had an offload.
That's
He was
right.
a great back row.
And if you got tackled by him, you knew about it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, he wanted to hurt you.
What do you think of... We'll go for you first, Trev. Para this year.
Oh, mate, I think they just got to improve their on the road.
Yeah.
Because we know they can win at home. But if they win more games on the road this year, they're going to be a top 4 side.
Have you been into that stadium?
Hey, I haven't been into Bankwest yet.
Yeah, neither have I. Apparently, everyone that's stepped foot in an episode tells us it's amazing.
I went there for the Nines last season. Mate, it was the fucking atmosphere was brilliant. There was a game. There would be about 5,000 people there.
Yep.
Lebanon scored, and the fucking walls were shaking, man.
Yeah.
It was just like, fucking how good is this stadium?
Just looking at it on
Brilliant.
TV, the only thing I don't like about it, just looking at it on TV, it reminds me of Twickenham.
Yeah.
It's not the prettiest thing in the world, but the sound in there, man, is amazing. You do yourself a favour and get out there this year. It's brilliant.
Oh, no, I'm quite sure I'll get there this
It
year.
is brilliant.
We'll do a Footy and Frothies tour. There you go.
Yeah, why
Once we're
not?
accredited.
Let's do that.
Need to speak to someone. What do you think of Para?
I've got them, third, fourth.
I reckon it's their year to be
Third or fourth.
better than they were. Dylan Brown's a jet. Madison's
A
obviously...
lot of it comes down to
come his
Moses.
own. Yes.
A lot of it comes down to Moses.
And he's still got to prove, even if they do finish second, third, fourth, he's still got to prove he's a clutch player.
We ran him around quite well last year. Got him into their positions, got him into the corners and set all that up. And then when they're on a roll, he put blokes away. They score tries everywhere. But when they're under the pump, he does seem to go missing a little bit.
And you're right, he does go missing when he's under the pump. The only thing Parramatta fans...
What was it? Was it fourth, first, fifth last year? Manly Para? Mm-hmm. And it was a no contest? Yeah.
Or look when they flogged Brisbane.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But sorry, carry on.
Then the following week they get towed up by Melbourne.
Yeah.
And but just with Moses, I just think Para fans just have to stop looking for the next Peter Sterling. And I know he was the last halfback they had when they won the comp. But you look at it over the years, the halfbacks have had, who've been there, who've came out really good, but then they want to put the Peter Sterling tag automatically. It's like a hoodoo.
Well, yeah, we've got to go back to Tim Smith. Where's he
Destroyed him.
Tim Smith, Michael Witt.
Peyton Roos? I don't know.
He was the best player in the world for 12 months.
Yeah,
And then
until it came to the semi-final, he was doing chip and chases of his own goal line. And 2005 people, look it up. But Parramatta, I think they're top 4 for sure. I think they're bought well, obviously. Good coach.
Seems to be, yeah.
I just had an
Does a good
absolute
job.
brain fart. Brad Arthur, that's on. Why did I forget that?
That's the guy.
But yeah, you actually couldn't hit every Parramatta fan I know, you couldn't hit the nail on the head any better than they need to stop looking for the next Sterling, because that's all, it's just 83, 84, 85, or well. And so Dylan Brown's a jet. He's not got to be Sterling. You just got to.
So Penrith, I hope they start calling Old Mate the next Brandy, and for our Penrith supporters over in the corner.
But I think they're top 4. I think they're going to play. They're going to have a good year. Good bench. Even their bench this week's hot. Takarang in the bench,
team,
and 1 through 17, a good team. And I think if they listen to BA and get on top of it and have Brown fit all year, they're going to be a good team. Anyone to add? No, let's move on.
Next.
Penrith.
Coruscant, pretty good pickup. The three main buys that they've got,
Tevatano and Cape.
Tevatano and Coruscant, they're big ins. But they've lost Campbell Gillard.
Mm-hmm.
Wasn't great at Penrith, but he could be anything. Tim Grant ended career. McKendry hasn't played in 2 years.
Egan.
Wade Egan as a backup hooker, but Coruscant's probably going to play 80 minutes.
Yeah, Coruscant's like good. Like, you know, like, I know he was disappointed to leave Manly, but end of the day, like, you know, he's a journeyman, he's a professional, and he's the old head that they need.
Actually, Egan's a good player, but Coruscant's
But he's a better player. And you're not going to need someone to take his spot. He can play 80 minutes.
Yeah.
Like, he can play 80 minutes every week unless he gets hurt. They lost a bit of depth in their forwards with Sele, Wintersign and Fuimayano, but I've got them pretty much round the same as what they were last year. A lot of it depends
10, 11.
on their halves.
Do or die for Nathan Cleary. It's his team now.
I think it's he's got a way out at the end of the day. If
Luai?
If Luai doesn't shape up, then it's not Cleary's fault, is it? So.
Well, at the end of the day, like, you know, like Ivans came out and said, oh, Luai is going to get the first shot at number 6. Because those guys have, you know, they've played together for juniors, junior reps and whatever else.
Yep.
But my biggest issue is that when times get tough, Nathan wants to go sideways.
Yep.
Guess who else goes sideways naturally?
Yep.
Luai.
And Luai can't tackle.
And that, so, mate, it's going to be interesting for the Panthers.
So their spine this week is obviously Coruscant, then it's Luai, Cleary, and then Ewan Aitken. Not Ewan. Yeah, Caleb Aikens. Wrong one. It's a young team to be running a first grade team
Aikens
against.
did look like he had. He's got something. He does look like a decent footballer. But
Did you see much of the mythical Luai Cleary junior partnership as they come through the years, or?
Yeah, I got to see a bit of it.
Yeah.
You know, like they did well, but now this is first grade now, so
It's the main stage.
it's the main stage. Like, and that, as long as they can work well together and the forwards do it. I know it's cliche. If the forwards do their job, then Nathan and Luai can do theirs. But
the only thing that I'm worried about is they're going to shut Cleary down because Luai can't kick either.
That's right.
So it's going to be
Luai's very much. I like Luai, but
he's a runner, man. He's
like a Josh Reynolds. He's like a young Josh, like a Sparky sort of.
Like he's full of enthusiasm.
Yeah.
You know,
He's full of enthusiasm.
Yeah, that's the closest analogy I can think of, like a young Josh Reynolds, where he just wants
when
to
he played well, he looked brilliant.
Yeah,
but
but he's
other games
not throwing Mitchell Pearce passes, and he's not got a kicking game. Yeah, I that said, I rate him as a player, but I just don't quite know how they'll work together. As you said, it's a sort. It'll be interesting to see how they go.
Where did I put him? I've got him in at 9th.
Yeah, Trev, Penrith.
Oh, they'll be
Good outside backs. Oh, sorry, no, I cut you off then. I've done twice there. Like Naden, 2-0, far 8. Like, good outside backs.
Yeah, like they got some good outside backs.
Sorry, now continue. I'm going to stop cutting you off.
That's all right. Yeah,
it's only the third time.
No, it's all right, mate. Yeah, so they do have some good outside backs like in Naden and that. But end of the day, I think Penrith will probably just be missing just the 8.
Yeah, no, fair enough. I think we all agree there.
We got many left.
We've done St George, haven't we? Did I cut you up? Yeah, we've done St George. South, we've done.
No, we haven't done South.
I'll get the South going. Let's talk about him.
Where are they? Got them here somewhere.
2 to go.
South's all right. The Trail, massive pickup.
And Goodwin back.
Bryson Goodwin. Yeah.
Who kicks?
The Trail, probably, I would say.
Well, for goal kicking? Oh, man, I think Reynolds will.
Oh, you got Reynolds in.
Oh, Reynolds. Sorry, they do have Reynolds.
Yeah, mate, you can't take it off the captain.
spot for choice, yeah.
You can't take it off the captain.
That's true.
They picked up Dargan and Margot. He looked really good when he, obviously, as I said, in the Charity Shield, but he's out for half the season. So they've upgraded Kulamatangai. He looks like he could be a player. He's been named at 17 this week, so it could be a pickup for a cheapie and a super coach, but we'll get to that. But their losses, man. Sutton, Inglis, 2 Burgesses, Dewey. It's a lot going out of a team.
Mate, you can't replace a Sam Burgess.
Yeah.
Now, I know they tried hard for Jai Arrow, but Jai Arrow is still no Sam Burgess.
Yeah.
You know, they're probably
The
going to
closest match for Inglis was Latrell.
And Latrell needs time to get back into fullback.
That'll take him 6 weeks.
Sutton was brilliant last year.
Nah.
Who takes Sutton's spot?
That's a whole second row you got to go. They got Campbell Graham and
Great player. Not Campbell Graham.
Cam Murray.
What's his name? Cam Murray, yeah.
Well, Cam Murray's been moved from lock into the second row. And I sort of think, he was defending on both sides.
Wasted a little bit on the edge.
So now he's just going to play on the edge. I know it might suit his game a bit better. But for them, I think they should have just left him in lock because he done a lot of
It's
defence
the old,
on both sides.
you're
They
weakening
might
his
defend
strength.
him in the middle. They might just run him on an edge and then defend him in the middle.
Yeah.
Probably be the best way to play.
It's the old, you're weakening his strength to shore up something you think you're missing. But, what do you make of the team, though? Latrell fullback.
I think
He'll be right. They'll be right.
Oh, mate, I think he'd be brilliant. I think by the end of the year, he'll be one of the best players again. He's just, especially ball running, like he's not going to have to tackle. He's half the game he's going to be standing around watching people do stuff, and then he's just going to be looking for holes. And in centre, you get closed down a lot quicker in the centres than you do running from fullback. You can see that hole before you get the ball, whereas centre, you've got the ball, then you've got to look for that hole.
Yeah, I can see him as a lot of that dummy half-sniffing fullback.
Yeah, Reece Wesser.
First receiver, Reece Wesser.
Well, mate, like,
Inside
Peachy
balls.
to an extent. Yeah, sort
You
of,
got to
yeah.
remember, like even when he was in centre, he was still sniffing out a hooker anyway.
He was still
Yeah,
breaking tackles.
Yeah.
So now I guess he's got free reign to do that.
It just comes down to his conditioning for 80 minutes
Yep.
as a fullback, because we know that you do more running in the fullback.
Yeah.
What you do as a
Ton
centre.
more running, yeah.
And what do you think, Trev? So he'll be right, you think? You agree with Barn, or you...
I mean, I think he will be all right. He just needs to have some time to settle into the position.
And their forward pack, like I said, it's a big gut taking
Big
two
loss,
Burgesses, and I know Inglis was for a long time, but no, more than even Sam Burgess wasn't Sam Burgess last year. He slimmed down a lot, but Sutton and two
The first
Burgess
half of the
out.
season, it was pretty solid.
Yeah,
I think they may struggle a little bit in the forwards, and because obviously they lost with the Peck. You mentioned
Margo.
Yeah, Margo.
Patrick Margo, yeah.
Patrick Margo, he's a big loss for him,
His big body.
And that just
He
big
looks like
body.
he's going to be something special. that
But
Margo.
but I think they can, as long as they match it, should be all right. But
I've got him running 6th or 7th, slipping down a little bit, but
Time will tell.
depends.
what do you
on-
think?
I think they'll probably slip into the bottom 8.
Yep, bottom 8.
Not
Wow.
bottom 8, in the bottom
The
half.
bottom half of the top
half
8.
of the-
Sorry about that.
Nah, wow, that's
Sorry
pretty cool.
about that. Bottom
I agree. For, 2 teams to go. We're going to
Tigers and
we
someone.
did talk about the premiers. I just realised.
Here we
Are they on
go.
this list? Oh, there they are. I was like, this doesn't make sense. Because I wanted, then Latrell sparked my memory. And then we'll have a quick break after that.
Yep.
Because my back teeth are floating. East. Let's go for East.
Roosters. All right. Where are me Roosters? Okay. The only signing that I've been able to find is Flanagan.
Assistant Director Flobbs is asleep in the corner. That's how long we've gone.
Flanagan.
Yes, big signing.
pickup.
A few losses.
Yeah, they've lost Kronk, so is Flanagan going to take Kronk's spot? Or he's going to take his
He's gonna
spot,
play
but
his
is he going
position,
to get
yeah.
close? They've lost Mitchell, Kronk, Tedavano.
How important is Cooper Cronk to that team?
Well,
Massive.
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 Look how, I tell you right now, if Cooper Cronk stayed with Melbourne,
They don't win 2 premierships.
Melbourne win the last 2 premierships.
They do, yeah. It's just the
Has that been
control,
underplayed
mate.
this
Like,
year? I think
They'll be on their own 40, They've had 5 hit-ups. They're on their own 40. He puts them down in their 10,
yeah.
Or he puts it over the sideline 20 metres out. And then you've got a scrum down their end. They fuck up. You score.
Like,
Yeah.
just best man management. Like I know at the moment the big talk's about all the trainers on the field, but you look at that 2018 grand final, they didn't need their trainer.
Was it
out
1
on the field
meter
because he
and
was there.
1 meter and no
He was a
tackles.
trainer, yeah.
He was the trainer. Mate, you might as well just give him the
Just
PlayStation
giving him
control.
water. Yeah, fucking-
Yeah,
it was great.
He just held L1 the whole time.
Just like, Kiri, do this, do that.
Yeah.
Sweet. Done.
Yeah, and then you throw Latrell. I know Latrell probably wasn't at his absolute best last year for Roosters, but
Definitely wasn't.
won him maybe a couple of games, and then a couple of young forwards. That will be right with them. But are they minor premiership contenders again? They're probably premiership contenders again. But are
Edge
they
of the 4.
top
Probably
4?
top
I've
four.
got them edge of the 4.
Edge of the 4.
Just
four.
in, just out.
Yeah,
Somewhere around there.
yeah. So, but a bit of a fall from grace from defending
Yeah,
premier.
slide a little bit, yeah. I think
Yeah.
they're going to slide a little bit.
And the
Kronk's
West-
just too big, mate. Like,
that is
you're
a
going
big,
to lose a spot
I
or
think
two.
of all the
just-
retirements
just
the
for
last
Kronk.
5, it's a biggie retirement.
And he didn't miss a lot of tackles. He wasn't great
No,
in
no,
defence, but he didn't miss many.
No, you never shout like a sore thumb. Yeah, I agree. I think probably still Virgin top 4, but could go either way. Still got Tedesco, still got
Oh, yeah.
18 points in him a game.
Brilliant team.
And it's still a great
defence.
backline too.
Well, let me just have a look at the World Club Challenge. Like their defence against St Helens, like everyone wrote them off.
Yep.
And they probably didn't when they had to score the tries, they scored the tries, but they relied on their defence. So, because obviously their defence is pretty good. They got good defensive structure. So I reckon they're still going to be hard to beat because, mate, they've got one of the best attitudes in defence when it comes to any of the other teams in the NRL.
Yep.
And you still say a relatively hot backline. You've still got Manu, Teddy. Just trying to find it now. The other hot centre, I can't find.
No, and they've still got Brett Morris. And
They get both Morris now. That's official now, apparently. So both
Sharks
Morrises.
come out
I
and said that
was
it's
really
not.
shocked.
Oh, really?
I still reckon Josh Morris will go to the Roosters after round 5 after they play him.
Yeah, Sharks came out today and said that nothing's been official.
Oh, okay.
Blah, blah,
I
blah.
thought it was.
They released it official.
Midday it was, and then there was one. Okay.
I reckon
So
they're going to wait till after
it'll be round
5.
5, yeah.
After round 5 after they play.
And round 5, Moylan's due back, Dugan's due back.
That's right.
Yeah.
Just makes sense.
Well,
But we've got one more. Tigers. Oh, you got a piss. All right, we'll just wrap the Super Cup. We'll just do it in a couple of minutes.
Barney boy.
Yeah, so pick-up's Billy Walters. Didn't realise he was 26.
No, neither did I.
Yeah, no, he's been around for a while. So.
He looked good in the nines, but as said, nines,
No,
plenty of
nines,
space.
nines.
And as long as you're quick enough, you can hit those holes. Biggest pickup you guys have got is the Leilua brothers.
Yep.
Luciano, big. I think you're still short one big middleman, but BJ on that edge with no Faluma, that's pretty exciting, really.
Yeah.
If they can get some
Pretty
good, clean ball.
And Dewey
Yeah, I don't know. Where does Dewey play?
4 this week, but the fact they didn't pick him at fullback suggests.
Hey,
If
you know what?
Momorowski doesn't go, he probably doesn't get a spot.
And if Momorowski and Mumbai are fit this week, it'd be a question.
You know what I would love to see at the Tigers? And I reckon he'll go all right if given the opportunity. Corey Thompson in hooker.
Hooker.
And
You
that
reckon he's
Hey,
big
why not?
enough? Do the
Can he do the
hard
mid-
work in the middle?
The defensive work?
I don't know if he'll be able to handle the defensive work.
But you could always have Elijah Taylor or someone defend
Yeah. But
middle.
Push him back to fullback.
and
Defend at fullback.
just something different.
Yeah. Why not? Well,
Benji
they
was
played Benji
brilliant
there.
in there the end of last year. Benji did some good
Yeah.
stuff at hooker last year.
Oh,
And,
that's right.
and as
He
it
only
stands,
played
it
a
looks
couple of
like it's
games,
going to be Benji, Billy Walters, Mumbai when he's fit.
Maybe Harry Grant.
Harry. Yeah,
depending
forget
on what
Harry Grant.
happens there.
Something different.
And you got Josh Reynolds still there.
And Josh Reynolds. So you can have 5 hookers, and I don't know who. And none of them are actually hookers.
David
So
Ray
that's a
loves hookers,
concern.
though.
He does.
Well,
Some for
anyway.
him. He's coming to Batley. Some for him.
He's
That-
going to
that is
punch
a
me in this
concern.
weekend. How good's that?
And then you obviously lost Robbie Farah, Madison,
lost Farah,
Madalino,
Rockow,
Masters.
Manua, Masters.
Did we talk
Madison.
about Masters at North Queensland? Did we mention
Yeah,
him?
Masters gone up to North
Yeah,
Queensland.
did we mention that? We didn't really.
We did. Oh, we said he was there.
Yeah.
Depends on
it's a
who's
bit of a loss, but
depends who's outside him, really.
Packer's out injured.
Yeah, Packer missed out.
Packer's
He didn't
gone.
play last
He would-
year.
It's like old mate hates him, doesn't want him. Same with Madalino. That's why Madalino's
Surprised
gone.
he's still there. Madalino, apparently
gone.
retired, medically retired, then played park footy the week after.
And yeah,
in New Zealand.
he sat Packer out all last year, but he needs one
a big
more
bopper.
big body man.
Yeah. Musgrove, is your hope?
Yeah, he is hope actually. He was pretty good. That's Zane, isn't it?
Yes.
From Souths.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, he could probably take that spot.
But
How many minutes you're going to get out of him, I don't know. He seemed to only play about 30, 40 minutes most games, but most
your-
front rowers only play 30, 40 minutes.
what's your
I suppose.
Tiger opinion, Trev, before I get really optimistic?
Maybe I'll struggle to make the 8.
How do you? Yes, that's one.
Well, they finished
Yeah.
ninth for the last 3 years, haven't they? I've
They
got
might have
you
it sewn
going
up
one
again.
less, but
There's just been some big bodies in the forward pack.
Yeah. There's all those little forwards that are actually quite, I hate to say it this way, but they're quite good players, will be very good players somewhere else. But when you have them all together, like your Cheekams, your
Cheekham's
Twals, your
big bodies. Cheekham went good, and 12 went pretty good.
Garner's put on some bulk. Garner's a good player.
Yeah, good player.
All of like decent players would be, but there's no one to like. There's no leaders. There's
I
no
reckon they
forward
need to
leader.
play Garner at lock, but
Yeah. But he runs those real good Chris Lawrence holes, like the real good
he
angles.
runs good lines, inside, outside, and he tackles well.
Yeah.
I think it'd be a
Good
perfect lock for you
Yeah.
blokes, but
Why not? I guess you got to play Elijah Taylor there at the moment because he's defensive work, but he's
Playing middle
hasn't
guy.
been a player he's been. Trev,
defend
yeah,
middle guy.
not much to add. Same thing.
Not much else to add for the Tigers.
Yeah, I'll be optimistic with the no Faluma, Leilua
I'm
pairing
interested
for a
to see
bit.
how Billy Waters go.
At hooker because
He's going
essentially
to be a
him
little
and-
bit. Obviously, Farah's done a job, but he's slow compared to what he used to be.
Yeah.
And everybody, you need that speed out of dummy half.
Yeah.
You get the bullies on the back of it, and you get the roll on.
Apparently, we signed another hooker today, who is a junior player. Apparently, he's the quickest hooker since Damien Cook. And I can't leave his name.
What's his?
It's not Simpkins. It's someone else.
It's one of the Walker brothers kid. Isn't
He had him. Yeah, something like that. Yeah. He's a jet out. He's a dummy half, but he's a
He's
you'd have
fast,
Cook covered
totally.
over 20 metres sort of thing. But that's, again, as always, it's 5 years away. Yeah, I can't argue much with what we've said. Should we talk about the round coming up before we wrap up, or should we talk about Supercoach first? Because we're pushing the Club Trev Supercoach comp. What was which still works, I believe?
Yeah, the code 917535.
Yep.
Get amongst it if you're on it.
Any quick Supercoach tips, Barn, for...
Right, so the
there's not
two
enough of
guns
them
I'm
from the Daily
starting the
Telegraph
season
and
with
everything
is Tomalolo. He's a little bit overpriced, but I'm going to hold him for the season, so price doesn't really matter unless he gets a big injury.
So when you look at your team, do you just go, he's the first player I pick, and then worry about everything else?
I try to fill most of my back row and then my fullbacks, and then work from there. But I try to split it as I'll try to get 7 or 8 guns, 9 or 10 mid-ranges, and then 6 or 7 cheapies just to fill the spots.
Yep.
This year, cheapies is ugly as there's probably only 3 or 4 blokes that are actually going to play.
I do love the Telegraph for the last 6 weeks has done nothing but talk about all these cheapies and all these Jets and all these guys that played nines. And not a single one of them was named.
And they probably will end up playing in round
literally not a
8,
single
9
one. Yeah,
or
and they
10,
will.
but
You got to pick your spots.
All round 16 because some of them on development
Yeah.
contracts.
And you could probably have
exactly.
You could probably have 2 of those blokes just to hold spots, just because you don't want to spend money in those 2 spots. But Tamalolo is probably a bit overpriced, but I'm going to try and hold him all year. And the offloads and the tackle busts and the tries, and it's Tamalolo. He's probably he's the best forward in the game. So. He's the first one I'm going with. Tyson Frizzell, I'm expecting a big year out of Tyson Frizzell. The back end of last year.
I didn't mention this when we talked about Dragons, but they have a pretty hot forward pack at the moment.
They do.
All of a sudden, which was a question I was going to ask. We'll go back to it.
Is
But
the question with the Dragons.
well, we may as well now give them a talk about team structures. But hottest forward pack next year and hottest back line.
Manly's got the hottest forward pack, I think.
Yep. And back line? Oh, forward pack?
Oh, Manly.
Back line.
I like their
That's
forward
it. This is no notice I've given any of these blokes, so let's test their nous at 10 o'clock at night.
I can give you maybe 3 of them. You got Parramatta, close.
Para's back line.
Sivo, Wonga Blake, fucking all the rest of the fucking.
We got Takarangi, blokes like Takarangi sit on the bench, and
Parramatta, backlines.
What did I write down?
Souths,
South Stewart. I mean, end of the day, East is still
Souths
good.
with Souths and Roosters.
Yeah,
They're probably the 3 back lines.
Yeah.
Probably running around that are going to be better than most.
I still think the Cowboys back line will go all right as well.
I love Val Holmes, mate. Like, he was there when the fucking
Of course, you can
Sharks
underrated
brought up,
back line. But you're right, the Cowboys back line.
But
We'll get to team by team shortly. Canberra's sort of underrated back when you got Jared Croker, Curtis Scott, Jack White, and the British hooker and Cox Stagg.
but they all take points off each other.
That's true as
when
well.
you're talking Supercoach, you want
Yeah, sorry,
you want
we've
You want to mix it up.
We've smashed two teams together just then.
If you're going middle ranges,
discussions.
you can get 2 or 3 from the same team. But if you want standouts, you can basically only get 1, maybe 2 from each team. Because they cost so much money.
I was more talking as an NRL team rather than a Supercoach team.
Talking
But
Supercoach.
I know,
Come
we're on Supercoach.
Jake.
Sorry. Move on. Supercoach. Supercoach.
So the 2 guns are Tamalolo and Tapau, Marty Tapau. They're the 2 blokes with offloads everywhere, attacking stats. Attacking stats in Supercoach are massive. Tries, line breaks, offloads, massive points.
Try assist.
Yep. And that little pop-off, you drop it around the corner and old mate scores. There's 12 points plus whatever. And Jack Williams was only playing about 30, 40 minutes last year. Gallen's gone. Bloke's probably going to be playing 60, 70 minutes. He was averaging 43 points last year. He's only at 400K. I think he's going to be a pretty good pickup. And, Tyson Frizzell. I've always loved Tyson Frizzell. He's just full on. He doesn't just run into the line. He just goes in as hard as he can. hits as many blokes as he can. He's got an offload. He's got footwork. His average last year was only about 47, but I think he's going to do a lot better this year. Cheapies. Wakeham from the Dogs is probably the biggest cheapie just because he's been named at 5'8". He's bottom dollar. Well. Can goal kick.
Can he
got
really?
good feet.
Yeah.
He's quick. He can pass. Good player.
Yeah, he was the goal kicker last year for Fiji.
What do we got? Sharks, Toby Rudolph. Massive. He's like 7 foot tall, fucking 110 kilos or something. He's been named on the bench, but at bottom dollar, if he plays 20, 30 minutes, he's going to make you money, and you sell him obviously later. South, Kian Kulamatangi. Dual position, second row, back row, bottom dollar. Even if he's only playing 20, 30 minutes off the bench, he's going to make you money by the end of the year. Billy Walters at Tigers. Starting hooker.
I did buy him today.
He's going to make 30, 40 tackles, 200K.
I even opened my second eye and did buy him as well.
He will make money.
Lasoni was what I mentioned earlier.
Sam Lasoni?
Yeah.
But he's around 400.
No,
so he's
cheap.
He's probably pretty close to...
You get something better?
He's probably pretty close to what... he's valued pretty close, unless he gets extra minutes than what he was getting at the Warriors.
I figured, given his name starting this week, that he's probably... I didn't actually buy him, but I just noticed
but front rowers generally only play 30, 40 minutes.
Yeah.
Unless he's going to get 50 to 60
he's 240K.
Yeah, he'd probably make 100K by the end.
If your job's to make money the first few rounds.
Yeah, which is generally the way you want to play it.
Mm-hmm.
But, cheapies are pretty... You're going to have to go a few more mid-ranges this year than cheapies.
Yeah, and that's the thing getting
There will be more cheapies come, but it's going to be 4 or 5 weeks down the line, so...
Trev, anyone, you might have seen over the last couple of years watching a lot of...
Young superstar
Canterbury Cup and
through.
stuff, you might be someone you keep an eye on. I keep getting tipped, who is the red-headed winger Tigers signed last year? Penrith Jr. I can't think of his name.
Red-headed winger.
Oh, mate, you've got me.
Yeah. He plays train schoolboys and stuff, but...
Oh, yes, I know. I feel so bad about this because I'm actually...
I know too.
I feel so bad about this. Sini.
Apparently
Yeah, so he's actually on a development contract. I feel bad because I actually know the Sinis.
Yeah, well, that's how I know.
He's actually on a development contract at the moment with the Tigers, so he won't be available until after round 16.
Yep.
Yeah.
So
he's still only 18, 19.
Yeah, mate. So he played 20s last year, and
how was he?
Oh, mate, Sini's strong, mate. Like he actually played. The year that he played Australian schoolboys, he was playing local A grade with the Glenmore Park side here in the Penrith comp, and they made the grand final that year.
That's how I know him through Hoz.
Oh, yeah.
So they made the grand final that year and lost to Windsor, but then he was obviously signed by Tigers on a development contract, and he's just gone leaps and bounds, and I believe come round 16, if they're looking for some outside backs, he'll be the person.
It's the only thing we don't need, but
so around 15, just sell one of your 16 blokes that are going shit house and then buy him.
Pick someone cheap.
Yeah, mate, he's pretty strong, and I know they do rate him at the Tigers.
Mm-hmm.
Now,
that's what I've heard.
Quite a few times last year, he was named to play in Canterbury Cup. That came match day, wasn't given the go, and what I've heard from a few different people was he's asked Hodjo, hey, what's going on? Why aren't I getting the go? You've named me to run on, and then I'm not getting the go. And he goes, he likes you up in first grade, so just keep on doing what you're doing. And
I've heard similar stuff, and it's but I was just thinking of him. Anyone else from the sort of Blacktown group? Also, the T-Rex story. Is he? Sorry, he's stripped down again. Is he still at Blacktown?
27 kilos or something.
Yeah, mate.
Is he still there? How was he for you?
Oh, mate. I'll be honest. When he came back, everyone knows, when he was at the Bulldogs,
he's gun.
He was he still weighed 140 odd kilo, and he was just carrying too much weight.
Oh, that was Manly. Sorry, not.
But when he came back to, obviously he was signed by Blacktown, came back, put in the hard yards, trained, he lost a lot of weight, and mate, when he got out to play, it was like watching T-Rex of old, men against the boys.
Yeah.
Apparently he's lost 27 again.
So that's what I was saying. It just wasn't over the off season. He got down to
the back end.
So this is from when he signed and had to train, sit out his suspension. Because he had that suspension hanging over him.
Yep.
And then he lost all that weight, and he got down to 121 kilo. And I remember when he went out and played, mate, it was like watching men against the boys, T-Rex of old. And that, so you
reckon he will be back in first grade this year, you think?
I reckon, mate, when the time comes, like Des will be calling on.
He'll be on the bench. He'll
mate,
for sure.
And like he'll be playing,
trying to get the old style 20 minutes out of him, where he just.
And mate, like he'll be a
half
beast.
Hour, 40 minutes.
Because I tell you now, when he came back last year to play for Blacktown, and that like at the beginning he was set out for like say the first 20, but then he'll play the whole 60 afterwards.
Yeah.
So he was getting big minutes.
Oh wow,
big minutes.
There you go.
There's someone.
You see him named in a team.
Anyway, like I said, you've sort of seen a lot of your Custs and those sort of blokes. Anyone from that vein you might suggest to a Supercoach player? Like you've said, you don't necessarily involve it, but
Metcalf, yeah.
And that, like I think he's on a development contract at the moment.
Oh, he's been upgraded. He's in the squad.
Yeah, so
he's in the 30.
Like I reckon he'll be someone else to have a look at. Another player probably.
Is he a ball player or a runner? Or?
Mate, ball player. He's got speed to burn.
Everything.
He's got speed to burn.
Yeah, nice.
If he gets through, it's normally close the gates.
Yep.
Who else? Another player to look at. Bradman Best from Newcastle. He'll be another player.
Solid boy.
And if he does get a chance, and I mentioned him earlier, Tex Hoy.
Tex, yeah. I'm going to write that down so when you come back, we can talk about it.
And another player, if he gets a go, Billy Maguire at Cronulla.
Yeah, Billy Maguire. Yeah, he played.
Vossi loves him. Vossi loves calling Billy Maguire.
He played I think he played 3 or 4 games at the back end of the last year, and then he went back to Newtown and he won them that grand.
He won them 2 weeks in a row. 2 weeks in a row off a kick.
He won them that grand final.
Yes.
Like he set up their last 3 tries.
Yeah.
He's just
but 2 weeks in a row he's done the winning kick.
He's been named outside of the 17 this week, but
on the extended bench. Yeah.
But that's another thing with the Supercoach. Obviously, we're going with Supercoach. There's going to be there's 4 or 5 coaches by the end of the year that you're going to fucking hate. And I can tell you who they are right now. All right? You got Bellyache.
Yep.
He's going to name 21 blokes, and 3 of them aren't going to. The 3 in the 17 aren't going to be in the 17 by the time of play. So an hour before game day, you need to see what the fucking team is because it's not going to be the team he named on Tuesday.
I've just messaged producer Mariah to get us all a refresh.
Also, one more player I reckon will be good for you. The Cheese, Brendan Smith.
The Cheese.
He's injured at the moment, isn't he?
Yeah. He busted his face or something.
But he'll be back
Maori
soon.
game. Oh, he's brilliant, man.
Like I reckon he'll be a Cheevy.
No, he's
around 350.
Yeah, he's in that.
That's still good,
I looked at him. If he'd,
he'll make you money.
I had him all
He plays some of that background.
I had him all
so a few blokes off radio that I sort of looked at today, I guess, and half picked. You can bag the crap out of me if you want to or whatever.
I'll just let you pick them. Later.
I've sort of walked around my second row and my centres, so Campbell Graham, Manu, Masters, Leilua, Crichton, Garner, Madison, and then a lot of spastics in between. Can I say that word anymore?
No, you probably can't.
Coruscant hooker.
You got the Tigers jersey on, so you'll be right.
Coruscant hooker, I thought was fair enough for about the 3:30 mark.
Yeah, good.
Going to play a lot of minutes for Penrith.
I reckon about 50% of the comp's going to have him as their second backup hooker.
Tevitiano from Penrith, same thing.
Yeah.
I've got Yo there, which I might get rid of actually. Yeah,
but if you play him in the centres, keep him out of your second row, put him in your centres. You're going to get 50, 60 points out of him.
And then Drinkwater, Dylan Brown, Mitch Moses, Madison, building around them and then trying to pump up in between.
Yeah.
How's your fullback going to go this week? We'll get onto the week stuff now, but any final Bill Kennedy, anything on him?
Will Kennedy?
Yeah. I call him Bill.
No, he's not going to get a spot for a few weeks.
Starting this week. Starting fullback this week.
Will Kennedy.
Oh, but you've got to remember, mate, whatever I'll tell you right now, whoever they name on Tuesday, that changes 100.
Yeah, I know. I'll probably sack him soon. Apart from that, any Supercoach tips before we move on to this round and let everyone get some sleep after going for 2.5 hours?
If you pick a Bulldog, make sure he's in the team before they run out. Because the team pay is fucking the same as Bellamy, and then you got Ricky Stewart, exactly the same. Desi Hasler. Those 4 blokes, they will pick 17. They'll pick 21 players, and 3 out of that 21 won't be in the 17, and then it'll all swap and it'll all change. Just make sure you check your teams an hour before the game because there's going to be a couple of blokes that you're going to have in your team that won't be there when they actually name the proper team that's going to run out to play on the weekend.
So that's your big Supercoach tip for the year?
Yeah, watch Dean Pay, Ricky Stewart and Bellamy. They're horrible
Trev,
for Supercoach.
You're outside the Supercoach system, I guess, but any thoughts on how you'd approach it you're allowed to do it now? You may as well jump in.
Oh, no.
Jump in.
Mate, like when I used to do it, like I used to just try to see who were the good fullbacks, put them in. If they can goal kick, throw them in. Like I remember one time I think I had like 8 goal kickers in my team.
Yeah.
Back rowers, fullbacks and goal kickers.
And then also, like, and make your big point person your captain so you get your double points.
Yeah. I think the only advice I'll give Hadfield is sort of go against the grain. Like, look outside the box. I think don't and now that I just noticed they got the column like how many percentage of teams are in, and you see Zach Lomax is in 20% of teams. But you go, well, if 40% of people are picking him, then what's the point of picking? You go against. It might be the punters mentality in me, but it's like go against the grain. Go, well, okay, who can I find that no one's picking that's going to make me some money this week?
Oh, you see all the Supercoach articles every week that you have to pay to look at. It'll be, this is the bloke you should buy this week, and blah blah. And most of them don't play.
No, that's right.
Well, it's like for 3 months, all I've read is about this is the hottest rookie of all time, and this and that, and he bench presses 400 kilos on the Telegraph. He's not even
Tristan Saylor.
Yeah, and stuff like that. And you're like, he's not even in the 30. Like, who is it?
Fuck's he benching 400 kilos?
It's just anyway. Do your own work. I think it's like the old do your own work. Go and watch the footy and actually
watch the footy. And
just one more person, Jason Sabb. St. George. I think he'll be. He's a natural athlete. He's tall. Quick he's fast. Mate, he's probably another
decent
big Supercoach.
Yeah, he's under 300. He's definitely worth
absolutely. Well, let's get into the nitty gritty. People have stuck around for an hour and a half to hear this, but what's going to happen round one?
Right,
let's get to this. I'm the host. There you go.
Oh, settle down. Para Bulldogs. What do you got?
I was just going to talk about the teams, but yeah, that's fine.
You want to
Para
Bulldogs?
No, I don't want a team player by player, but
fuck, you're going to go for another hour.
No, not at all. I was going to introduce it, and you can talk like things, Anyway, we just do Bank West Stadium.
Wankfest.
The Para Bulldogs. What do you reckon for this round? Any major news? Obviously, got Madison, Campbell Gillard.
Well, Dogs have lost their best
Waka,
forward.
Blake, Sevo.
The second best forward in Hawera and Ira. You got Josh Jackson and Hawera and Ira. So,
and I've written down Brandon Wakeham's name, but again,
Parramatta 13 plus at $2.25.
You reckon it's going to be a kick?
I think they'll put a job on them.
Or if they're going to be what we said. What do you think, Trevor?
Mate, I reckon Parramatta would put it on the show.
The job, yeah. Raiders, Titans, same thing, is it?
Yep. Yeah, $2.20.
Must add, and they've lost AJ Brimson and Fotuaka. Which, don't need to spend much time on that. Cowboys, Broncos on a Friday.
I got the Cowboys winning that.
Yeah, mate. Opening of the new stadium up there at North Queensland, so why not? Yeah. Christen it with a win.
And you got Milford in the halves with who?
Milford's in the half with Brody Croft.
And they're both going to run sideways and miss tackles.
Yeah, just look at it now. Boyd's playing 4. Jack Bird at
Boyd's
fullback.
playing 4.
And Jake Turpin's back.
I even heard there was a chance of Bird playing fullback.
Yeah, he's been named as fullback.
He's named fullback. Fullback. Yeah. Oh, sorry. Boyd's playing 4. Jack Bird.
Bird will go right at fullback, I reckon. As long as he can stay fit.
It's the old Bird versus Holmes at fullback.
He's quick, he's strong. He's fucking... Yeah.
Maybe it's time to give him... It should have been time to give him time last year, really.
Oh, he's busted all last year. Fucking barely played.
But missing Carrigan at lock. Missing
Carrigan's
Lodge.
going to be a superstar.
I actually bought
Give him a couple of years, Carrigan.
I actually bought him for my Supercoach today, so there you go. There's a little spoiler. Pango Jr. It's still not a bad forward pack, but missing Lodge, missing Gillette is a big out. Yeah, Cowboys.
The forward pack's explosive, but defensive, it's probably not the greatest. But
Morgan, maybe Michael Morgan difference here. Val Holmes, how's Val going to go first game back?
No, he'll struggle for a few weeks.
Yeah. Osako on the bench, interesting bench actually. Anyway,
he's quick though, so
Osako off the bench is interesting. And,
give him half a hole, he'll score.
And McCulloch off the bench, but yeah, there we go. So Cowboys
1 to 12, 280.
Yep. Knights and Warriors. What a game.
The only question I had here was Knights 1 to 12 or Knights 13 plus.
Okay, Trev.
I can't see the Warriors doing anything.
I think the Knights will go out. We got a point to prove.
Yeah. Anything to add? I'm just looking through the teams. Jaden Bray debuts. Sophie Clammer, Fitzgibbon, Barnett, Essie. Yeah. Yeah, what do you say? It's a particularly unwatchable game and a particularly unwatchable time. Yeah. Knights should win. Rabbitohs Sharks 5:30. Don't get excited about. Rabbitohs just step up and prove a point early.
Yeah, I think the Rabbitohs win.
Trev?
Yeah, it's going to be a tough game. But no, I think Rabbitohs.
Mitchell, Gagai, Roberts, Burns, Graham, Walker, Reynolds backline for Souths. It's William Kennedy's playing fullback for you. There you go.
He's got hands like feet. Should be good.
He's the bloke that debuted and had that shocker, eh?
That's him.
And you've brought back Mulatalo as well. So there they are.
Who's
Mulatalo.
Oh, Ronaldo.
Yeah.
Ronaldo.
Ronaldo.
That was the bloke that fucking debuted and had a shocker.
No, he was red hot
hands
first
like
game
feet.
and then he couldn't catch for 3 weeks.
Couldn't catch the thing.
Not a bad South team.
He'd be alright on the wing, but yeah.
A couple of young South forwards there. Ethan Lowe on the bench.
We'll match them in the forwards. They'll get us in the backs.
Yep.
Beat us by about 8.
Penrith Roosters 7:30 at Penrith Stadium. Not much to talk about from Caladakum. We've talked about everything else really in
Same
the sort
as I
of
said
teams.
before, I was just tossing up whether it's going to be 1 to 12 or 13 plus. I've put down 1 to 12, but the more I think about it, I think it might be a space job. But.
Roosters coming out Penrith, we've never really had any issues over the last so many years. So I think the Roosters will give it to Penrith on Saturday.
The only thing to say is Roosters start slow. Many years they usually lose it. The Tigers beat them in the second round a couple of years in a row and that sort of thing. But
Just look at the forwards.
But
have a look at the backs against each other.
That's a hot forward pack.
Yeah, they got kick out. But
Jared Ware
really,
Hargraves, no, he plays.
he tells up
They win.
Tamalala.
I heard he was playing for Penrith this year. That's what I got told for 2 years.
Oh, mate, I know there was talk of him signing an Audi, but obviously they signed that, who was it, Teta Tavano?
Teta Tavano, Stan, who actually bought from us because he was quite cheap and might play a bit of
He's a
time.
good player, man.
Coruscant, a bit of Penrith.
The only reason he wasn't the starter is because Takiao is there.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's right.
But, yeah, grand final
He'll
forward
start
pack.
for Penrith all year. He'll be good. He'll make you money in Supercoach. For sure.
Year for Victor Radley, get back on board and be one of the best
I don't know
locks, or is he gone?
I don't know what he's going to do, man.
Yeah.
I don't know if he's a hooker. I don't know if he's a back rower. He does a lot of work, but
Mr. Fix-It.
yeah, he's
Yeah,
new
he's
Mitchell Orbison. He might be
chops
playing
and
centres
changes.
in a couple of years.
Yeah, that's true.
Sam Verrills, I've got a big rap on.
I was
Sam
going to say, Verrills
I
on the
think-
interchange is
I think he
he's
will
a good player.
be a superstar
He's a good
in the
player.
future, but
Weren't you? Penrith, where do they go? Calabacans, they just might be men against the boys there. Mm-hmm. Manly Storm, 4 o'clock Sunday. We'll be back at the Colonial from Batlow by then.
this is the only upset I've tipped for the
You got Manly?
weekend. Yeah. Manly won.
Why not?
Yeah, Manly is going to be tough.
They're going to match them in the forwards, and I think their backline's better.
Manly at Lottoland, it's going to be tough, and they don't like disappointing their fans at Lottoland.
And yeah, they're not going to get beaten in the forwards.
That's going to be. It's just going to be. It always is, but geez, it's a good game. That might be the first game I've been excited
I think
about.
that's the
yeah.
best game of the round. Yeah.
That's match of the round. Easy match of the round. I will. Yeah, hard to split. Yeah, Manly at home. Why not? Why not?
$3.20, not a bad price.
It's a fair bet. And then the 6 o'clock. So the 6 o'clock Sunday is permanent fixture.
Yes.
Good. It's better than. I think it's a good way to set up. You don't necessarily need the.
Not sure about the Thursdays, but
I was going to say drop the Thursdays.
I think you've got to get rid of the first.
I reckon you just drop the Thursday. Go
extra
2
Friday,
Friday,
extra
3 Saturday,
Saturday.
3 Sunday. Go 2 o'clock to 6 is fine with me.
yeah, I think you're going to get rid of the Fridays.
Drop the Thursdays, yeah. And Tigers Dragons at Wynn Stadium.
Do I have you blokes winning this one? No, I don't.
Corey Thompson named at fullback. Dewey in the centres.
Dragons won 12.
It's going to be a tough game.
It will be. It'll probably be the closest game of the round.
can't-
I'm pretty confident. I'm looking forward to watching it.
I can't pick at the moment between those two. Golden Point.
Give us a look at that.
Yeah, it might well be. Have a look at those teams,
Yeah, a
man.
little bit.
You're supposed to do this.
I did do this. Fucking, what did you do?
Look at my notes here. My notes are in alphabetical order. What you do?
I've got fucking 4 pages of notes. How many notes have you got? Fuck. Jesus.
5.
Yeah, no,
Notes.
they beat you in the forwards. 1 to 12.
Yeah, fair enough, Trev.
Yeah, I reckon golden point.
Yeah.
Round 1 golden point between the two
Why not?
teams.
We'll lose that because it's golden point, so that's fine. It's a bit of
1 out of 12 or something?
Yes. I can't remember the one. I think it was against the Sharks, actually. It's Robbie Farrell. I was there at the Shark Park. I was there that day. It's the only one. He kicked out a dummy half.
Yes, it was.
Leilua Falua combo is exciting.
I really like BJ.
So right edge is something good. Hopefully that's something good. We've crept on for a very long time, longer than I thought we would, but it's the start of footy season and we're launching a new Footy and Frothies show, which we'll try and do every week and talk the same stuff. We'll do a bit of a review, a preview, and talk some more shit. But we've done a very good job.
$10 bet each
we
week,
are having a bet.
and,
let's do that.
Some bloke didn't do it.
No, I got a bet. Let's do it. What's your $10
5
bet?
on Manly 1 to 12, 320, and I got $5 on Val Holmes to score the first try at 13.
Nice. I'm going Tigers 1 to 12, 330, all up. Where was it? All up. I just lost it. I can't find my notes.
You lost it on your
Melbourne 1 to
bet
12, so there's about
anyway,
$8, and then $5. Let's go $5 Gutho first try on a Thursday. First bet of the season. Why not? Kick off in
I'm going to
style.
write that down because we're going to keep.
Yeah, we're going to keep a track of this. Trev, you got anything for us? You're not a gambling man, so that's fine.
Gambling. Yeah.
Yeah, nah, not really. Mate.
So Gutho first try, $5, and then
What was your double?
Tigers 1 to 12, Melbourne 1 to 12.
Yep.
Whatever that is, I've got to dig it up. I wrote it somewhere.
$6.50, $7.
Yeah, something like that.
And who was your first try scorer?
Gutho,
Gutho. Right.
the king.
Be Sivo.
King at Wankbest. It will be because Gutho will put him straight over and annoy me. Happens every time. We're going to wrap this up. I want to thank you so much for joining us, Trev. I want you to get your plugs. Can you plug your stuff? You plug your website and your podcast, which would make much more sense than Barney and I probably will for the rest of the season. So listen to them. But do you plug them?
Don't be fucking you saying that for? Fuck, mate. Promotion.
No, they'll promote us. That's how it works.
Cross promotion.
Yeah, something like that.
Nice.
Promotion.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, Trev, get your plugs in. So how they find you on social media and also your podcasts and other business activities.
Yeah, no, so definitely www.seriousaboutrl.com. Find out everything about the English game. And the podcast is the Final Whistle podcast. You can find us on Facebook, Instagram. Same with Serious About Rugby League. You can find that on Facebook, Instagram as well, and Twitter. And also I'll be calling Canterbury Cup New South Wales on SWAR FM 99.9.
Beautiful. And hey, if we want one of those spectacular shirts you can see on YouTube through our YouTube channel, how do we get one of them? Or are they just yours?
Get the badge out.
Yeah, mate.
You got to flog some merchandise.
So at the moment, we've only just got enough because of the sponsors, but we're working on getting more and see what we can do.
Hit up Jim's Mowing, they're good for money. But, awesome to have you on. Check them out throughout the year. We're going to have you back on, hopefully, regularly. And if you had fun, you're welcome to come back and do it.
Oh, mate, I love it.
I hope all your stuff's going to be... If you're going to be feeling much better about life soon, you can do this regularly and have a beer with us as well.
Yeah, no, definitely can't wait to have a few beers. Yeah, it's been a while.
And we'll do this properly as Footy and Frothies should be. I want to thank Director Spielberg over here, Tony. Thank you. See you at Batlow. For those that haven't heard and might be new to the show, check out the Club Trev podcast in general. Check out us on YouTube. And we'll be heading to Batlow this Saturday, the new Batlow Hotel, to do a show there and have a bit of fun with the locals. It's a great time away if you're down the end of the snowy area there, Jindabyne, Tumut, Batlow. Come and say g'day. We'll be down there Friday, Saturday. I believe, Barney, are you coming?
I am. I'll be there.
You've been offered the Mustang, the front seat of the Mustang.
Oh, beautiful.
Do you want it?
Yeah.
I'll let him know. You're in.
I'm not.
There we go.
I can't. Yeah.
No, don't do any Chester activity. No. Keep your head up. Take a snorkel. That's fine. Do you need a grill?
If anyone knows Trev, just abuse him as soon as he rocks up.
If you see him,
get stuck into him.
Just tell him the other guy's better. But we'll be at Batlow to have some bit of fun. What are you doing this weekend? Come away?
Mate,
Too hard to do. Too much footy.
Yeah, I won't be able to this
First round of footy. You need to come over at some point. Then we'll talk off air.
That's all right.
All our plans happen on air around here, but that's fine. See everyone at Batlow. I hope you've enjoyed this extended edition of the Footy Show. Footy Show, that's copyrighted. Footy and Frothies.
Yes.
Thank you, Barney Boy. Thank you, Producer Mariah. Thank you, Flobs, who fell asleep and went home halfway through. Story of his life. And we will see everybody very soon. I've got to play some music to see us out. Hang on a second.
Thank you all for listening.
Yeah, thanks, guys.
Later,
Thank you,
guys.
Trev.
Have a good one.
Here we go. Look at this. It's like professional stuff. Oh, no. It's not playing. Oh, well. I don't know what's going on. Bye, everyone.
What do we pay you for?
I don't know. You don't. Hang on.